Hello and welcome back to Josh Oddie YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about open qualifying and how we got on yesterday in our first event back in probably 2/3 years off of competitive golf. So first off, I just want to say that it was real good to get back out there, and you know, it was nice to get them nervous feelings back because I haven't felt them for a while. Playing like YouTube golf and in comfortable spaces is nice, and it's been great for me to get this out on a platform and push out content to provide something that I needed, which was the funds to play golf, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't understand. This mini tour life and getting to the top level costs an absolute arm and a leg. You know, you're literally paying like £400 to enter a standard mini tour event. You know, that's without your accommodation, that's without your food, that's without your travel, petrol. You know, some weeks you might be spending £1,000. You know, and then you go and finish top 10, you don't even make £1,000 back, so you're still down. Yeah, it's such a hard life trying to get to the top, but you know, I've been so blessed to create a platform that has allowed me to get back into competitive golf, and that was the whole goal from all of this, was to be able to fund for my professional career. And you know, I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you give me, and hopefully we can showcase this journey back to professional golf life. So North Hants, I got there on Sunday for a practice round the day before, and the course was, as I remembered, the greens were very quick, probably around about 12 on the stint. The course itself was actually quite bouncy. There was a few spots like, you know, the tee shots were running out quite a lot, and then especially into the greens, you know, you're getting a few skids. So I knew it was going to be tough, and open qualifying, they're probably going to set it up quite tough as well. They don't like seeing low scores at open qualifying. So you know, just from my previous experience, like around about level par qualifies normally at these tough venues, and North Hants is definitely one of them. So yeah, let's start off. Practice round was good, hit the ball nice. I had my coach Haz on the bag. Big shout out to him. He's been a really big help for me the last kind of couple of years, getting me back to square one with my golf, and you know, putting me in a place that's quite confident going out there. So yeah, you know, first tee nerves. I didn't film anything really when I was there. I've got a couple of videos from the warm up, but I didn't really want to add any more pressure than what there was already. Obviously, we've got a lot more people watching my scores than I had previously. So that's always in the back of my mind, is if I shoot a bad score, am I just going to get rinsed apart on social media? Probably. But, you know, I think ultimately at the end of the day, that's what you put yourself out there for, right? You showcase everything on socials, and that ultimately you put yourself up for that, you know. So yeah, I did have a cameraman organised, and I just thought, as this is my first event back in a couple of years, there was already a lot of nerves and anxiety going into it, so I didn't really want to add any more. And also at the same kind of side of this is like, was I going there to make content, or was I going there to play golf? And ultimately I love making content and, you know, producing videos for you guys, but at the same time I was there to compete. You know, I wasn't there to make a YouTube video of me, you know, laughing and joking around open qualifying. I was going there genuinely to compete and play golf. So it was actually quite nice to put the camera down for a weekend and really get my head focused on golf. The first time in that practice round, I'd played 18 holes in probably over a year without bringing my tripod out with me. So yeah, it was like it was a weird feeling, but quite nice. I could just focus on my golf, play golf, and I think I forgot that feeling, you know, of just going out there focusing on golf shots. You know, I'm normally doing my lighting on my camera, and messing around with that, trying to see what the good angles are. You know, you kind of come away from that competitive golf side when you're doing that. So yeah, it was great to put the camera down and just get my head into the golf, and definitely probably the next few back that I start to play, I will get to that next level again, where I feel comfortable enough to have someone follow me around with a camera and kind of separate that part from it too. When there's a cameraman following you around, I haven't really got to worry about it. So yeah, basically I bottled it. You know, I did have a cameraman organised, but I didn't want any more added pressure. I already felt nervous as it was, so sorry for that. But let's start off. Hole 1, 214 yard par 3. Tough starting hole. I just leaked a 5-iron slightly to the right, made a good up and down. First hole of the day, I leave myself a Rory McIlroy putt. Stinky one down the hill, left to right on like a 3% slope on the first hole of the day. And yeah, it was not a nice easer in. It was a tough putt, but we binned it, you know, onto hole 2. I hit 2-iron off a tee. It's kind of like a dog leg right to left par 4. Left myself around about 180 in, which was just a little bit too far. I tried to hit 7-iron. The lie in the fairway wasn't perfect, but yeah, just didn't really come out great and come up short of the green. The fringes around this place at North Hants, I cannot explain to you how tight they are. Like, if you misjudge your chip shot ever so slightly, you're probably going to chunk it a foot in front of you. So yeah, scary one on the second hole of the day. Kind of bottled that a little bit. I was just a little bit uncertain with it and came up 20 foot short, made bogey there. Third hole, par 5, leaked a driver right off the tee. That's kind of my bad shot, and the one that I'm scared of is the high right. And I tend to, the more left I aim, the more I tend to come over and drag it, which leads to that high right shot. So yeah, the more left I aim, I'm better off just aiming right and trusting it. I could probably hit a better golf shot from there. But yeah, I aimed way left, too far left, and I ended up slicing across it in the rough. Nasty layup, par there. Fourth hole, hit an alright 4-iron off a tee, 133 left in, terrible lie, pitched this wedge absolutely spot on, releases all the way through the green, over the back, made a really good up and down actually. So I'm 1 over through 4 and feeling alright. You know, I've hit one real destructive shot, didn't make up and down on 2. And then on 4, you know, we've made a good up and down, feeling pretty comfortable now. 5, hammered a drive off a tee, left myself 160 and hit this 8-iron so good, right into my spot, 10 foot above the flag, downhill on a 4% slope on 13 stimp greens. This thing was playing like 30 stimp. I tapped it and it goes 10 foot by. Just, I could not believe it. Free putt from 10 feet on the 5th hole to go 2 over par. You know, I just don't get enough time on these greens. I'm not really used to it. I play at Shankland Sandown on the island, where we're lucky if it sniffs at 9 on the stim, you know. So yeah, I think with a bit more experience on these 12 stimp greens, getting back to competitive golf, just getting comfortable and playing on them more, you know, them putts kind of become a lot easier, because you're like, right, I know literally I just need to tickle this ball over the hill. Yeah, I mean, that was just maybe, I'm just not used to 13 stimp greens. These greens were absolutely El Rapido. So yeah, 6th hole, bomber drive straight down the middle, 60 yards short of the green, we're in a divot. So I've hit this perfect pitch shot, landed at about 40 yards, and it releases 30 yards through the green, all the way over the back. Leave myself a nasty chip shot, make a fantastic up and down. Hole 7, great 2-iron off a tee, a wedge into the green, leave myself 15 foot, just miss it high side, really good hole. Hole 8, short par 3, pin was dirty, like hanging on the right side of the green. I hit one middle of the green, fantastic golf shot, 25 feet, 2 putt. Bob's your uncle, walk off, happy with your par. Hole 9, a great tee shot straight down the middle, and then kind of slightly pulled the wedge shot. This is the thing within the sim, I'm like perfect lie every time, which is quite bad, because I'm not assessing lies when I get out on the course enough. So when the ball is ever so slightly above my feet. I'm just not reading that lie well enough to then play for it, 5 yards right. I'm just hitting it. So yeah, just slightly pulled it, 2-putt there. I mean, we're 2 over through 9, and realistically, we make a couple of birdies on the back 9, we feel good. Hole 10, pin was back left. It was around about 200 yards to the flag. I had 6-iron out, and I just felt like it was into the wind ever so slightly, and I just felt like I had to go at it a little bit. In terms of myself, I just didn't think a 6 would get back there. I aim right at the flag, turn one over, and it just misses long left in a dreadful spot. I played a unbelievable bump and run with 52 to 3 feet, yip the putt, and yeah, we're 3 over par. So hole 11, fantastic 2-iron up the middle, 9-iron to 30 feet. Has reads me a putt at 3%. I stand there, keep looking at it, and for some reason I thought it went from a 3 to a 4. Play it as a 4%, and it misses by 1% high side. So if I played it 3%, we may have made a birdie there, but just didn't really trust the line. And that's the problem when you look at it too much with your eyes, you start seeing way more than what you should do. I can't tell you guys enough that when you get a read, go with it. Just don't keep looking at it, because you will change what you see over time. You'll start reading too much into it. If I went with that initial instinct of what Has said and what I said at a 3%, probably would have hold it. Hole 12. So kind of a tough tee shot. It's like a dog leg left. Trees are kind of overhanging on the left side. But where I'm fading driver, I just didn't really have that much room to favour. So I'm trying to cut it close to these trees. I hit this tee shot and it goes straight into the trees. We don't see it drop, but then Has says to me, I was going to back you off that. You was aiming so far left. So, another thing that when I'm out on the course, just the alignment lines, back to basics, right? It's just getting the basic stuff correct out there. And alignment is just step number 1. So, yeah, bad line off there. We play a nice safety shot up the fairway and hit a great shot in to about 20 feet, 2-putt, bogey. Not too much damage done. We then get a referee come up and say, guys, you're 10 minutes behind pace of play. I'm going to have to put you on the clock. After we had a warning early on in the round, we had a call-up hole where we're ready to putt. These other lads aren't even on the tee box yet. We get asked to stop. We must wait about, if I'm being realistic, we must wait about 7 to 8 minutes, okay? So this puts us behind the group in front. The group in front of us are in a 2-ball. So just from the outside looking in, how is a 3-ball going to keep up with a 2-ball anyway? They're going to be ahead of us. So we lost a couple of holes on the 2-ball in front, as you probably would. They're a 2-ball, not a 3-ball. We're not holding up the group behind. They're still a hole behind us, but we're now on the clock, which is not a great feeling. Having a ref over your back of your shoulder, just timing you every shot. It's horrible. So yeah, hit the tee shot up there. I have my second shot. I'm like 92 yards away, and I'm ready to go. And then, as I'm about to walk in, I see there's like a tier before the flag, and I'm like, is there a tier there? And I checked my course planner, and there was. So we then add on another like 5 yards to the playing yardage. Great shot into 15 feet. The ref drives over to me and says, you took 63 seconds there. If you take more than 45 seconds again, you'll get a shot penalty. Great. My first tournament back in 2/3 years, and we've got a ref on our arse about slow play when we're holding up no one, but because a 2-ball in front of us is 2 holes ahead, we're now being put on the clock and penalised for it. Yeah, I don't get their mindset, but anyway, we 2-putt there. I'm constantly rushing. On hole 14, I step up there, hit 2 irons slightly right into the rough. I've got 130 in, and me and Has are just rushing. You can't take your time when you've got a referee on your ass, especially when I've just took 63 seconds because I backed off a shot. One shot. And I just think it's outrageous. You get one warning and then you get a shot penalty. it's mind blowing. And I know that they're on the pace of play stuff, and I get it. I completely understand it. But, you know, there's times where you do have to maybe take a bit longer. Bearing in mind, when the greens are 13 on the stimp and every pin is tucked, the pace of play is probably not going to be great. There's going to be putts from 4 or 5 feet that we're looking at for a little bit extra time because it's so tough out there. There was 3 or 4 people under par on the day, you know, so... yeah, it was tough anyway, and then to have that on the back of your shoulder was just, yeah, it wasn't great at all. So yeah, I rushed this shot, hit 52 from 130 long of the green, probably the wrong club, probably should have hit 56 as it was a down lie and it was just going to run. Anyway, we free putt there, the ref's still on our ass, and bearing in mind the group in front, the 2-ball, is now only 1 hole ahead. We're literally about to catch them up and he's still timing us. Yeah, at this point, head's gone. I'm like, what is going on? So we are now 5 over at that point. So yeah, we're 2 over through 9, bogey 10, bogey 13, bogey 12, bogey 14. Yeah, so we're 5 over. On this next par 3, the 15th, I tug a 9-iron ever so slightly left, make an unbelievable up and down, and yeah, moving on to hole 16, hit a great 2-iron off there. The old boy, the ref, comes over and says, you know, you guys are caught up to the 2-ball in front of you now that we're waiting for. We're waiting for the 2-ball in front. So we're no longer on the clock. You've caught up 10 minutes. The group behind us are now 2 holes behind. So what was the point in what they just did there? Yeah, really didn't understand that whole process behind the referees and the R&A of what they were trying to achieve from that. And it just seems like there's this massive power trip that they're out there trying to enforce a law that, you know, there's everything pace of play, you need to do this, you need to do that. But realistically, if you're not holding up a group behind you and we're 2 holes ahead, no matter how long you're taking, you're not holding anyone up anyway. So... yeah, I just didn't really get it. You know, it was one of them situations. I get what they have to do their job, but it just seems like they're, you know, they're just saying something for the sake of saying it. They're not doing it because of anyone else's, you know, help or trying to be a helpful person or a referee out there. They're just doing it for power to say, I'm a ref, you need to do that. Which I completely disagree with. I think a referee should be there to help on the day and, you know, overlook the players. And if there is a problem, come and sort that out. If there's not, and no one's getting held up, stay out the way. You know, sit in your buggy, have a drink, and have a good day. Top up your tan, mate. But yeah, anyway, back to hole 16, rant over. We hit 2-iron up there, leave myself way too far in, and hit a 5-iron short of the green. Didn't make up and down. Hole 17, par 5, bomb the drive straight down the middle. Hit a 7-iron just short of the green. 2-putt, birdie. Thank the Lord. We make a birdie. We're back to 5 over par. And then coming up 18, I pull a 2-iron ever so slightly left into the bunker. Come up short of the green, didn't make up and down. 6 over par, signed for your 76, and yeah, it was a tough day at the office. North Hants, you know, big credit to them. The course was in absolutely immaculate condition, and yeah, I thought it was a great venue. It was a really good test, and yeah, I think from the outside, me and Haz spoke about it a bit after. Just think I was a little bit too defensive off a tee. I had way too far in at, you know, into a few holes that pins were tucked. We couldn't quite be aggressive enough on that day. But, you know, 6 over, first time back on 13 stimp greens. I think we was top half of the field. I'll find out my exact position. I'll put it up here. You know, overall, I'm not really too annoyed. It was just so good to get back out there. I can't explain. I'm a competitor at heart. I love competing, and it was just so great to get back out there. So, yeah, you know, it was a great day. Good to play golf again at a competitive level, and 100% you guys will be seeing, and I will be showcasing this journey back to the professional golf life. So, yeah, that's the first tournament in the books. Enjoyed being back out there. Sorry this debrief was long and a bit of a rant. I do apologise. Probably not the last one I'll give to you guys, but yeah, I can't thank you all enough for the support. It means the absolute world to me. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to just get back and out there, playing more golf, and ultimately bringing you guys more content. Next time I'll pluck up the courage and I'll bring that cameraman along, and you guys will see shot for shot what we're doing out there. Rain come shine, we'll showcase it. So I can't thank you all enough for the support. It means the absolute world to me. If you're new around here, make sure you press that sub button. Really helps me out. Give the video a like. We'll see you all for the next one. Love to you all.